on the mic and he's ready to go. Noodle on his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Good morning, Bakers. What is going on, everyone? Happy Memorial Day weekend. Happy June. Happy start of summer. You know, I know on JJR a little while back we did, we found out when season started and ended, and we found out that was a lie.
It's the unofficial start.
Today's the start of summer, man. It's June. When it starts with a J, you're in it. Jake, I'm in you. Big baby David. It's a big weekend of sports. The NBA playoffs are rolling. Jeff Passan wrote an article, so I'll probably critique that. Baseball, hot in the streets, but BBD, our game of the night. We are playing hockey. You guys asked for it. This has always been a hockey show. I mean,
at its core.
You could just tell from the confidence that I said that this has always been a hockey show. And we are going to the Commonwealth. The New York Islanders playing the Boston Bruins. Oh, my God, in the Garden. BBD, this is game 2 of the series. Boston won the first game, apparently. Boston, they go up 1-0. Your guy, Charlie Coyle, CC as they call him. He scores in the first period to give Boston the lead. The crowd's going nuts. But the Islanders have a second period from hell. Barnum and Bailey, he scores in the second. Kyle Palmieri, yeah, you know Palmieri. They take the lead on his goal 2-1, and then JGP, Jean-Gabriel Pageau, makes it 3-1 Islanders. We are cruising. We're going back to the island with Bergeron. He nets one with 10 minutes in. Excuse me, misread that. 3-2. And then Brad Marchand, look at the beak on that guy. Power play goal. Ties it up at 3. Buenos Cantos, overtime playoff hockey. I tweeted it out. A lot of you saw. It is an instant flip the channel for me. I flipped the channel. I'm watching hockey. Back and forth, do or die every play. Boston gets a couple good chances. Gets Stone Varlamov. Turned it on after a tough third period for him. Couple big saves, and then Boston setting up. They're running the offense. They're kicking it around. Oh, no, it's intercepted by Casey Cizikas. All alone, one-on-one, top titty. His first playoff goal, and it's a big one. Gives the Islanders a 4-3 win. Playoff hockey, overtime hockey is a must-watch. Overtime playoff hockey is on my... Maybe we'll do it. Maybe we'll do it Thursday, of sporting events that you have to watch instantly. And, man, silence the crowd. Know a lot of Boston people on Twitter. We're having a bad time. Know a lot of Islander fans that we're having a great time. Islanders win 4-3. Overtime playoff hockey doesn't get better than that. And BBD, I have a Casey Cizikas story that I thought I'd tell on JJR. But I think I'll tell it in a minute. But first, the Wake and Jake game of the night is brought to you by Dugout Mugs. We got them on the table today. And you might be seeing some in Weekly Dumb later. Father's Day is coming up soon. Is it this weekend? Is it 2 weekends? Father's Day is coming up quick.
It's coming.
Father's Day is coming up
next
quick.
Weekend.
So not this weekend, the next.
I think it's the second Sunday, right?
Second Sunday in June?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Same as Mother's Day, but for June.
Oh, wow. I've never put that together. That's tough. Guys, Dugout Mugs, if you don't know, I mean, you guys know. I know the real ones know, but I've got the John Boy Media one talking baseball, talking Yanks. So if you love us and that's the way you want to go with it, or guess what? They're PA licensed. They're with the teams. They got Yankees ones. They got Aaron Judge ones. If you got a team or player you like, Dugout Mugs has it. Go check them out. You can also make your own stuff. I think we're working on getting Dugout Mugs with our faces on them. So those should be just an absolute electric factory coming soon. Promo code Jake. My name, Jake. And I believe you get 35% off. So it's the early Father's Day special. Promo code Jake. Dugoutmugs.com/discount/Jake. Or use the code Jake. 35% off. Dugout Mugs are great. If you've ever held one, you instantly understand. Go check them out. They're friends, they're family. Dugoutmugs.com/discount/Jake. BBD, hello.
Hello.
My beautiful friend. How was your Memorial Day weekend? A rainy Memorial Day?
Big TV weekend for most of it. Yesterday was more traditional when I got home. Like the weather turned.
Yeah, it got
turned
nice.
into like a full nice day.
Got nice. That was weird.
And we ended up doing something at like a family friend's house that I didn't think I'd be back in time for because I know it started at 3 and I wasn't home till 6, but it was still going.
Oh, okay.
So
I like that.
I got like a barbecue in.
I like that. Memorial Day cue?
Yeah.
In your like neighborhood?
Not like immediately, but
Okay.
like it was like my brother's friend's parents' house, but like we're all friends.
Sure.
You
Friends
know,
are friends.
You know the deal.
I know the deal.
Got some cornhole games in, so it was Memorial Day.
If you like cornhole, you should play that beanbag game too. That's good. That's good. I saw you yesterday. We did some talking baseball. Some Yanks. Yanks are killing us. I'm sure we'll talk about that in a minute.
It'll come up.
Yeah, tough. Well, I mean, in the Northeast, I mean, an awful Memorial Day weekend. Weather-wise. I mean, 50 and rainy is up there. I think the only thing that's got 50 and rainy beat is 40 and rainy.
And it might have dipped down there.
Yeah, and it kind of did. 50 was like the high.
Yeah, that was like the mid-afternoon temp.
So that was tough. I got to meet my nephew, Emmett, for the first time. That was good. He's a little squirmy worm. He's like 2 months old, so he doesn't really do stuff, but he kind of does stuff. He exists. We're keeping him alive. Noodle.
A few months will be really interesting, probably.
Yeah, start crawling and flipping, and who knows what else babies do. But he
can start making faces on purpose.
Right, like there's reactions instead of just kind of floating. But he's awesome. He's awesome. Noodle the Doodle was very interested in eating Emmett's feet, which Emmett's parents didn't love. And I get it.
Just got him.
I get it. He just needed to get a couple good licks in. So that was fun. I mean, it was a lot of the weekend was protecting the baby from Noodle and watching the Yankees die. So a good Memorial Day, memorable. The sports are going. I guess we'll save Jeff Passan's article. I said I was going to read it to the rhythmic stylings of Erykah Badu. We'll save that for the end, maybe. No, what I'll do, I'll tell my Casey Cizikas story. People like this. I had the internet inquiring. The real ones might know this one. This is a story I think we've told on JJR a few times. So Cizikas, who scored the game-winning goal in the Islanders game, the game of the night, me, Jimmy, our friend Ken, and our friend Ben went to a Bridgeport Sound Tigers hockey game. And they were playing Hartford's minor league team, the Wolfpack. So Jimmy's mom reached out to Jimmy and said, do you guys want to go to a Hartford Wolfpack game? And we said, yeah, like 4 tickets, we'll get buddies. Yeah, we were up in New Britain, and Hartford's really close to New Britain. It's a little Connecticut geography for everyone. So we were excited, you know. We'll go to a hockey game, probably have a couple beers. So we get the tickets. We're all excited to go. We're committed to going. We find out that the game is in Bridgeport, not Hartford, which is just a different part of Connecticut. Instead of like 15 minutes away, it's an hour away. And I think it was like an hour before the game. So we kind of did this whole like, okay, are we doing it? Are we doing it? Are we doing it? We did it. We decided we were having the best day ever, so we kept calling it the best day ever. So, you know, we have some drinks. We go to the game. And it's a good game. I think it actually goes to overtime. I think it went to overtime. And the Bridgeport Sound Tigers at the time, and maybe now, I believe they're the Islanders' like minor league team, like their AAA team. So they score what looks to be a game-winning goal, and everyone like comes off the ice. They celebrate, and then they start walking off the ice. But they review it, which, you know, we didn't even, you know, minor league hockey. I don't know if they had reviews. They did. So our seats, they were pretty good seats. I think that's part of the reason we got hyped up for it. It was right near the tunnel. So we're like kind of on the board near the tunnel where the players would walk in and out. So because they thought they won, they celebrated and they started walking off. So they were off the ice in the tunnel. So all the guys were like chilling right next to us. So my buddy Ken, who's a human idiot, for lack of a better term, he's stoked. He's right near the dudes. He's like, boy, what's up? We partying after this, blah, blah, blah. And a couple of guys, you know, think about who minor league hockey players are. You know, a couple of guys are like, yeah, hell yeah, like they're stoked. So my buddy Ken says, oh, should we go to the casino after this? And one of the players turns their head and goes, imagine? Which was really funny because you're like, okay, you probably, you know, if you have a signing bonus or, you know, you're a young dude playing professional hockey, making money playing hockey. You've probably had some fun and you're probably going to have fun. So we just thought that was really interesting, that it was like, imagine, like it blew his mind. We looked it up. It was Casey Cizikas. Mm-hmm. He was 19, so he'd probably never legally been to a casino. He couldn't. But the other funny part was he was like a prospect for them, so he had like a legit signing bonus and was like paid and stuff as a kid. But I mean, we were losing it. We still make the imagine joke to this day. Imagine? Like, yeah, dude, I can imagine going to the casino, having a good time after a hockey win. It seems like a good time, and you forget how young some people are. So that is the Casey Cizikas story. Had been burning on my chest all night. Maybe we'll discuss that on JJR again. Maybe follow up on JJR and see what details of that story I got wrong, because I don't have the best memory. And Jim's pretty good at that. Let me get the chat open. I went to get the chat open before, and I just straight up messed up. BBD, I was running hot on something. Let me get this off my chest. And I don't know if you saw my tweets or if you saw what baseball's doing.
Oh, before.
Oh.
The Sound Tigers renamed themselves. They're the Bridgeport Islanders now.
Oh, really?
That was May 5th.
That was
article,
throwback.
AHL Sound Tigers to become Bridgeport Islanders.
Love that. Okay,
I guess it just happened.
I now have the chat open. I see Serena, Fayao, Normal Dog, Michelle, Classy Carlos mixing it up, Josh, Zendino, obviously. You guys are the best. And I was going back to last episode, and I remember we got jobbed by the internet a little bit. We started up. I couldn't find the chat. I was like, what's going on? And then the internet monster kicked in. So glad to be back with the chat. Glad to be back with all of you guys. BBD, I'm running hot on something, and I hope I'm just missing it, but I don't think I am. Because I saw a couple other people running hot on it, but it's people that run hot on almost everything. So that has me questioning it. But did you see the MLB NFT stuff?
No.
So MLB announced today that they partnered with one of the big NFT companies, Candy or something. Again, I'm totally new to this world. And by the way, this story ends with me wanting NFTs, so they fucking won. But that's not what I'm mad at. That's not what I'm mad at. MLB announced they're getting into NFTs. Sure. Knock yourself out. I think a lot of companies and people and stuff are doing that. It's the way they're doing it. They're doing their first NFT, and they're doing Lou Gehrig's speech as the NFT. So MLB, for the past year or so, they announced they were going to do Lou Gehrig Day.
Mm-hmm.
Not a full year, but I think last offseason they announced they were going to do it. And so, and if you don't know what NFTs are, I see Travis in the chat. What is it? Non-fungible tokens. Basically,
And that's all the knowledge I've got on them. Basically,
my description is that they are playing cards brought to life. So, you could, I saw this as an example in Jeff Passan's Erykah Badu article. He said, you could buy the Yerman Mercedes 3.0 Homer off of Astudillo. And they do funky stuff with it. You have the video, and sometimes they're interactive, and, they make them unique and things like that. Whatever. I heard a quote that also might have been in Passan's article that made me interested in liking more. But let me get back to the idea. Collectibles. Yeah, Anthony D in the chat had it. Paid collectibles. And, there's rare ones, there's not as rare ones, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Kids are all into this. Kids are super excited. It's become a big industry. The MLB getting into it, with Lou Gehrig's speech.
It's the very first.
That's kind of him in front of the world saying, I'm a dying man. This is kind of it for me, but I'm the luckiest man in the world. Okay, whatever. You've been doing Lou Gehrig Day, or announcing it, as a way to commemorate him.
We haven't done it yet.
As a way to commemorate him. I think someone tweeted at me that there's only 3 players that have days. It's Jackie Robinson Day, I think it's Roberto Clemente Day, and now I think it's Lou Gehrig Day. So it's...
I think even Clemente Day is a pretty recent thing, or at least
I
making it a full thing is pretty recent.
So
I think last year was the first year you could wear 21 on the day if you wanted.
Right, and it's a big deal, and it's cool, and Lou Gehrig should be remembered. I guess it's just the NFT part of it that's MLB is now entering this business, which, we've had conversations about NFTs, and it just hasn't felt right. If we sold John Boy Media NFTs, I think some of you here would probably be pretty interested, which is cool. But to us, it still doesn't feel right. It's what are we doing? We're selling something. John Boy Media has been so accessible. That's what we try to do, that if we said, buy the John Boy Mike Ford reaction vid, you can just watch that. And we've had a lot of fun with that, and that's been part of our growth.
But I guess it's not the same thing as buying the literal video.
Right, and that's so that's where I am curious, and probably a lot of people aren't, about the behind the scenes. Are MLB and MLBPA fighting about this? Because say they sell a Tatis Homer clip. Should MLBPA get that? Should MLB get that? So I haven't even thought about that. But
get there, though.
The fact that, BBD, you are 23?
Yes.
NFTs are kind of tough for you to get into.
Yes.
they're engaging a young audience.
I know. I just know, in general, I don't have any personal stories, but like high school kids are like in on it.
Right.
Like I don't get it, and I would like to, but every time someone tries to explain to me, it makes less sense. So.
Right. So I guess the two things that it come back to is that baseball has been building up this Lou Gehrig Day for a little while now, and that's exciting. That's good. I hope I get excited for it every year. I hope after Memorial Day every year I'm excited for Lou Gehrig Day to celebrate who he was. And hopefully a lot of good money goes to ALS and things like that. And I think MLB said that some of the proceeds will go to that or whatever. But it just feels like they're launching kind of a business for them. And they're putting that on the shoulders of Lou Gehrig Day, which I don't like. And then B, and I saw some comments that were talking about history and all that. Lou Gehrig's speech is how you're getting into NFTs with kids who are into this? Like, I know the idea of Lou Gehrig. I've seen a couple highlights and heard some stories.
Checked out the Yankeeography.
But kids younger than us, like, should this not be the Tatis NFT drop that Homer hit the other day? Or
if you're trying to tie like history, like do like the Batista bat flip or something.
Something
recent,
more recent and tangible that the people that are into this would understand. So I don't know. I mean, the whole thing just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And, hey, maybe I woke up on the wrong side of the bed because guess what? So Jeff Passan has 2 articles out. Should I call that fucker? Yeah. I've been threatening the Passan call for a while. I heard, there's a lot of moving parts here. Ruben, the guy who owns the 76ers, he owns the chunk of this candy store, so he's involved. And I actually like him. He's a grinder. He created Fanatics. I heard a couple interviews with him. He is kind of what you expect from a person. Like, he grinded. He was the guy who had a lemonade stand when he was 8 years old, and he just always worked and always had a business, and now he's at the point where he owns a bunch of stuff, and including the 76ers and these big companies, so whatever. Gary V is in on this. Behind the scene Bills, Gary V, who I don't know enough about him. I see him around a lot, and I understand he's a businessman of sorts, and I think he's a little polarizing, but I think the way...
I've caught him on a few podcasts and stuff, or see some clips bounce around.
I think the way behind the scenes Bill described it the other day was that the more you listen to Gary V, the more you like him, and he compared that to another guy and said the more you listen to him, you're like, that guy sucks. And I was like, okay. But either way, there's a lot of moving parts here. And Gary V said, and that's the thing, he references a bunch of young players, which I'm like, okay, I like that. But so they use this example of Yermin Mercedes hitting the home run off Astudillo. And that what they can do with that is you can make a cool NFT with it. There's an artist rendering and the highlight, and you can make them like interactive. Yeah. So like you can have Yermin Mercedes be a part of something or like a part of the video. And what they said attached to that is that, and I love this comparison, is that if we do this, Gary Vee said this, if we do this right, we can do for baseball what FIFA, the video game, did for soccer in the 90s and 2000s. And that kind of speaks to me, obviously, because I was a part of that. And yeah, I mean, FIFA became like I don't even know. It's just like a part of your life.
Yeah, like even if you don't like soccer, you probably had some point where you or your friends like did FIFA for a little bit. You
played FIFA, or, and I even know you wonder if things go into the ether and they become part of your lexicon. Like my basketball friends, if they'd start juggling a basketball with their feet, they'd call that FIFA. Like between games, they'd be like, okay, let's FIFA for a minute. So I'm in on NFTs if all of these players and moments start going to kids and kids start appreciating them, and it's like, oh, I bought this Tatis NFT. Look at this home run he hit. It was to win the game. It was a walk-off homer. Like, okay, if that becomes part of the conversation, I think I'm in on it.
If I remember, I think like some players are in on it like on their own and like we're doing stuff. Like I think Tatis, when he's got his extension, he did something. I'm not well versed enough to explain it. I think he like turned something into an NFT when he got his extension. So I think players at least are doing stuff on their own, which isn't. I don't know if that's contributing to the conversation.
Yeah, Fernando Tatis and Eternity chain launch world's most NFT collectible something. Yeah.
So he did something.
So yeah, and a lot of the young players are in on it. A lot of young NBA guys, Tatis, I think some other baseball players, La Russa out on NFTs. So yeah, I don't know. I just didn't like how it was delivered to me. Maybe I'm thinking too much of it.
I guess circling back onto like the Lou Gehrig Day tie-in, like is it?
Why?
I think it's just easier on their part if they just like did a bunch of whatever they're doing, and if one of them's the Lou Gehrig speech, it's like not. There's like not even that criticism to be had. It's like, yeah, well, we did like a million things.
Yeah, I mean,
but I also don't get how it works. So.
Yeah, it feels like it was two things that didn't need to be combined, and that's where I guess another thing that triggered me that I don't know yet is, like, part of me thinks maybe they did Lou Gehrig because they didn't want to deal with MLB PA.
Yeah, I guess.
And, like, they didn't want to do a Tatis.
And there like wasn't a PA then, so he's, like, not.
So that's what I don't know. That's what I don't know, and it makes me feel a little sketchy. Yeah. So I don't know, and then I saw people that were like, that they were kind of against coming at me about the Gehrig stuff. And for me, we still have such a problem with getting kids into baseball that, like, maybe we could get to the Lou Gehrig collection. Like, you know, we have enough problem with the guys now. It's like Tatis, Ronald Acuna Jr., like, all of these young studs that are in the game, Jack Flaherty, like there should be. How about the NFT drop should have been like the best guy on each team, like Aaron Judge.
Yeah, or like last year's award winners.
Mookie Betts.
Can he play baseball?
They say Poppy. So I don't know. I don't know the line of where I sound old or dumb. So I'm open to feedback. Maybe if you have some, head to the comments and let me know. Because
explain why it is or isn't.
I'm looking to have a better opinion on it, but I don't know. I texted Jeff Pass and I said 2 big articles today, so we'll see how he replies to that. Maybe we'll get him Thursday. Maybe we'll get him tomorrow. We'll see. I'll let you know. Let's that was a weird MLB tangent of sorts, kind of not even related to baseball. Any other baseball news, BBD? Trevor went to the game, the Cardinals, Dodgers game last night. He was having some fun. Jay Flair gets hurt. Don't like that.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he left the game early.
Yeah. Only baseball. I watched. Well, Cole Tucker was on TV, so I caught the end of that.
Yes.
And DeGrom was flirting with stuff, so.
Yes.
I was checking in on that. And then I was still up at the end, so I watched the last inning of the Mets, but.
Los Mets. Let me scroll through Passan's article. We're doing Talking Baseball. We're recording Talking Baseball. You guys will see it tomorrow morning. I think we're going to have the first 2-month All-Stars. Passan touches on some of that. Let's see what he's got. He's got a nice article about the juniors, Vlad Guerrero Jr. And Tatis. There's a section about how bad Lindor's been, which is pretty crazy. Talks about the Rays having a great... There's some passing in here. This one part of the article is the best Mays since Willie. So it's like, all right, I see you, Jeff, but come on. He said the Rays, they went nuts. They had a great May. Adolis Garcia, breakout star. Like, let's get Adolis Garcia an NFT. If I was a young kid in Texas, Sure. Marcus Simeon had a huge month. Kevin Gossman had a huge month. The NL West had a huge month. He called Tauchman's Pujols catch the best defensive play of the month. So that's something. Cool. 5 prospects you should know about. Hunter Green, pitcher for Cincinnati. Maybe we'll see him soon. Francisco Alvarez. Jesus, these are deep. Okay, these are deeper cuts than I thought. I thought these were going to be the next guys up. Some of these prospects are like high A guys that Uncle Jeff dug for.
They just got drafted.
So, 5 June stories versus watching. And Passan shook the Yankees a little bit with his sideline update saying, will they be players for Trevor Story? Again, we're pretty close to the situation. Money-wise, there's almost no chance of that working out.
Yeah, without them getting creative with something, it's hard to imagine.
Colorado would have to eat the rest of his money, and they ate some of Arenado's money. Yeah. And if the Colorado Rockies eat Arenado and Story money for mad prospects,
if they're gonna eat his money, now I mean the Rockies are stupid. They make bad trades, but they also have a new guy. If they're going to have to eat the money anyway, the other teams that would be in contention for trading for him can offer better prospects. The Yankees don't have high-end guys like close to cracking the big league roster.
You'd like to think, and that's,
So I'd assume if the Rockies are willing to cover the money, which they probably aren't as willing as they were with Arenado for some reason.
Because they already did that. I don't know.
You need to give them something real. He's a rental.
And, I mean, that doesn't solve the Yankees' problems.
Yeah.
Like, the Yankees need outfield help.
Shortstop is not the biggest of issues.
So, yeah, but Passan stirred the drink with that one a little bit last night. And people are probably wondering, I know there's a lot of Yankee fans in here, but, man, the energy around this team is just so bad. I know they still have a winning record, and it's a long season. And we've already kind of done this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Yankees had a horrible stretch where it was like, okay, are they out of the woods on that? We kind of thought they were.
And they were the worst team in the AL at one point.
They didn't lose, and then they played really well. They won 8 out of 10 series. They didn't lose a series. It was 8-0-2, 2 splits.
They got a month of like top to bottom dominant pitching.
Yeah, but even through that, the Yankees never felt good.
They were never fully clicking.
Which we had,
other than the pitching was great.
We had as a positive spin zone because we were like, okay, the Yankees offense is going to start going.
It'll be the offense's turn to carry the team for a month.
Their offense has been putrid for a while now. It's a tough watch. They got Glass now today. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of interesting conversations in Yankees land. We're doing that today, too, right?
Yeah,
that's coming.
Right after this.
So that'll be live.
We have a sharp
after
stats.
this.
I haven't listened to what it is yet.
Okay. Oh, and me and Jimmy and I, when we were walking out, we came up with something that seemed like a decent idea, but we need help with it. We're thinking about doing a draft. We could do it on Wake and Shake. We can have the discussion here. We're thinking about doing a draft that's like, we couldn't get the words right. It would be, you get to fix one player, you get to like call up one player, you get to trade one player, and like something else. And we thought about doing that as a draft of sorts.
Mm.
So we'll
like
think about that
half.
a little bit. Yeah, we'll see if we can do that the right way.
Maybe they'll still be bad in a week and we do it then. See what we're working with.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, I've got a story about that. This will be a quick story. One time, I'll leave names out of it. One time my buddy had a crush on a girl.
Been there.
And they started hooking up. And she went down to his biscuits, and she said, "Let me see what we're working with down here." And that phrase has been a part of our lexicon for a while.
So let me see what we're working with.
Let me see what we're working with down here. So, hey, couple stories today that leaked out. Let's get you caught up on the NBA basketball. Our Knicks are in a certain level of hell. They're down 3-1. They're playing Wednesday in the Garden.
Mm-hmm. They're back
Okay,
home.
I like that. Julius Randle has been nothing short of bad.
Yeah. His last game was his best game. Like, the overall numbers are good, and he was better, but, like, not good enough.
Yeah.
They went down big, which I think might have been when he did most of his damage.
So, yeah, I know they recorded Talking Knicks. That's out today. Another ad for that. But, yeah, they just got beat. Like, 113 to 96. They were never...
The Hawks at home just, like, took care of business.
Hawks
Like, it was never really...
had the lead in the first half, and then they blew it open in the third.
Yeah. In game 3, they just, like... It was easy, like, wire to wire, basically, beat the Knicks. And in game 4... The Knicks, like, kept it together for the first half, and then it just completely fell apart in the second.
It's going to be interesting to see. You hope the Garden is rocking. You hope they get some good energy early. Like, if the Knicks haven't gone off to, like, a good start
to a
game.
Any game. And I think every game, besides game 1, I think every game I've tried to say that, well, I think they'll get off to a good start this game, because specifically Randall I thought would get off to good starts every game. He's going to come out doing well. It hasn't happened. Last game was the closest he got. I think he shot like 40% in the first quarter, but...
And I know this is going to sound dumb. You got to win in the Garden. It's literally an elimination game. And then that game 6 becomes the pivot game. Because then if you're the Hawks, you're up 3-1. Atlanta's been a city that's had some losing struggles of late. Braves, Falcons. Is there another one? Georgia Bulldogs. I feel like they had something happen.
Loss. There's another one. There's been the picture going around.
You got to dominate. You have to win. You have to win. Otherwise, it's over. I know that sounds obvious. But, man, if you get a Game 6 in Atlanta, back against the wall, if you somehow win that game and you come back to the Garden for Game 7, that's what I'm talking about. I can't even dream about that yet.
There's like 3 Falcons, like, big losses.
Yeah. I mean, the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl's the big one.
And then it just, like, started happening. Like, almost
they
every game.
blew a 20-0 lead to the Cowboys. They blew 26-10 to the Bears.
And, hey, all of that being said, and Anthony in the chat, it is fair. I mean, the Knicks have been getting kind of rolled on. So the Hawks could very easily win Game 5 or Game 6. And
they've already gotten one in the Garden already.
It would be the Knicks got beat by the Hawks. Randall wasn't great. So
there's always an element of careful what you wish for, because I think most Knicks fans wanted to face the Hawks. They swept the regular season series. They had like a completely different group. They always had one of their guys like hurt.
Kudos to them.
And I don't think the Knicks played them with McMillan as the coach, and since he took over, they were like the best team in the East.
27-11 or something. So I don't know. Obviously going to be tight butthole Wednesday night, but if they win that, man, that can allow things to get loud for Atlanta. So I'm obviously hopeful for that, but also the Hawks could roll them and say they got beaten by a better team, because they have been so far. The series that I think, I don't want to say everyone is talking about, that sounds pretty dramatic, but Lakers-Suns tonight, the series is tied at 2-2.
Yeah.
The Lakers, after losing the first game, they won the next 2. They were up 2-1. So it's a big, if the Lakers go up 3-1 with LeBron and AD, it's over.
They're not blowing that.
The Suns win. The series is tied at 2-2. And I believe AD is questionable for tonight, right?
I think they might have already ruled him out for tonight. I should confirm that.
Groin injury leaves.
Most of last game.
Lakers failed pursuit of Kyle Lowry looms large as they face time without Anthony Davis. I think it says he's unlikely to play.
Yeah, it's certainly not expected. MRI confirmed a groin strain. This was last night for AD. He's listed as questionable. Team will see how he's feeling Tuesday. So I don't know if something happened this morning yet. But.
So a couple things here.
And they haven't had KCP. Didn't last game at least. He might be back tonight.
Tavius Caldwell-Pope. So that is the late game tonight. 10 p.m. Lakers Suns. LeBron probably without AD, which obviously changes that team's outlook. And so I'm not the biggest LeBron guy. I think he deserves all the credit in the world. I'm just not a LeBron guy. And some people can't just say that. Like, LeBron does some weird stuff. Whether Space Jam 2, the hair, that sounded pretty cowherdy. I'm walking myself back.
I'm a LeBron guy. I'll give you. He's a weirdo.
He's got some weird times. I mean, and it's kind of not endearing weird. Like the Taco Tuesday thing. What the hell was that?
Yeah, he wanted that to be his thing.
At the same time,
but I also had a lot of fun with that.
LeBron deserves to, he's a top 2 basketball player ever. He had the pressure of that, and he's succeeded. Yeah. So
he's been expected to be that since he was 16.
I want to give LeBron all the credit in the world. I'm not the biggest LeBron guy. Anyways.
Hasn't had real controversies.
Yeah. The Suns, who got the 2nd seed in the West and had an incredible season, and they kind of, I don't want to say they did it the right way because they sucked for a while, but they had a young core, they added Chris Paul, and that was supposed to let's see how good we are. And they had a great year.
Was this Monty Williams' first year? They got a new coach and got Chris Paul.
First or second? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and Monty Williams
he's part of the change.
Monty Williams is beloved in the NBA. Chris Paul is beloved in the NBA. They get the 2nd seed, and they are rewarded with the Lakers, who, between injuries and, resting guys and kind of not caring about the regular season, if we're being honest, end up in the 7th seed. LeBron, they got to play in the playing game, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to say I'm rooting against LeBron, but I do think it would be good for the NBA if the Suns won this series, because the whole thing in the NBA is that, regular season doesn't matter, blah, 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 playoffs. If the Suns get rewarded for being, a top 2 team in the West, playing the Lakers, and the Lakers have a lower seed because of their injuries and the regular season that they had to play a good Suns team. I obviously don't wish injury on Anthony Davis. I wish he was out there and ideally the Suns could beat them heads up or lose heads up. But
and Chris Paul's been banged up for them too.
And Chris Paul, man, God, could that guy use a notch on his belt? So a big game in that series tonight. They're tied at 2-2. It's the late game. And honestly, after all that being said, so here's what I can cover myself up with. If LeBron goes nuts and wins it by himself, good. Then sorry,
That's
Suns.
good too.
LeBron did it to you. A lot of teams have said that.
I really wish they could be this could have been not the first round. I kind of don't care what round it would have been beyond that.
Yeah, if this was the next round, I don't know.
And I guess I'm someone that roots for LeBron, so just be able to have him in full rhythm. I would like to see that, but he also should be there. So
I've got one for you. The Suns are favored in this game by 5 points.
Home game, yeah.
And last game they were not, but that was AD and that was on the road. So the Suns are expected to win this, which would put them up 3-2. 2 games to beat the Lakers. That's super interesting.
If KCP is playing and is himself, LeBron should be all right.
LeBron.
KCP can shoot like he needs to shoot, and
he's gonna
be the role player he's been since LeBron came out, since he teamed up with LeBron. I think they'd be happy with that hand.
Schroeder.
Even without AD present. They prefer that, but
Schrodinger's cat. That's exciting. Hopefully I'm up for that one. I think I will be. Might need a nap. Trailblazers Nuggets, similar boat. This is a series that seemed like it was going 7 either way. That series is tied up at 2s. Dame time. The Joker. So yeah, the Blazers won the first game. Nuggets took the next 2. Blazers took game 4. So, again, a big game 5. You're going to put the pressure on the other team. Excited to see what happens there. I mean, that's going to be high-level, fun star basketball. I have no lean in that series, to be honest. Love Dame, love the Nuggets, so we'll see. I don't think those teams actually really scare anyone. That's kind of rude.
They just feel like they have their ceiling.
They just do what they do. And then you run into a better team and you lose.
Yeah.
Prove us wrong.
They're like they're everyone's like fun regular season team, I guess.
Like a slightly more successful Minnesota Twins. Which is kind of rude. Celtics Nets. Celtics got one game. Kyrie incident, mess. Fans, stop being dumb. So many fans doing dumb things. Don't like that.
Yeah.
Nets
Seems they're making an example of the Kyrie guy, and
which
to an extent good.
Yeah, I kind of get the whole deadly weapon thing or whatever. That was a little.
I'm thinking they might have charged him that to like scare everybody and like make an example of him, but like he's not. But he can't like convict him of deadly weapon.
Yeah, I mean that
or dangerous weapon, whatever the.
Who knows?
So hopefully it's like
the world is corrupt. 76ers.
That guy's life should be over, but
yeah, but let's scare him. He's 21, right?
Yeah.
76ers are up 3-1 in the Wizards. That series has mentally been over. Embiid's hurt though.
Yeah, he just got.
He went
hurt,
down
right?
hard, and Wizards won that last game. They had an idiot fan too, so it's kind of a matter of when with the Sixers. I know there was some other Ben Simmons stuff that Doc Rivers had a kind of crazy press conference over. Because people were like, should we expect Simmons to take over when Embiid's out? And, Doc kind of handled it well. He's like, he's not that player. Like,
yeah.
Ben
His job's
Simmons
not to
passes. Ben Simmons passes.
Like that's like why they have Tobias Harris.
Right. Like
his job is supposed to be like, be just go-to scorer when we need that.
Like Ben Simmons does everything but that. So in a way, don't force that. So yeah, they play tomorrow. We'll see if they close out. Jazz have bounced back versus the Grizzlies after losing that first game. That series is at 3-1. They play tomorrow night. So this is a little what to watch for as well. And then, hey, I think the big game Wednesday, Knicks-Hawks to see if the Knicks get eliminated. And then Mavericks-Clippers. I made my Jakey kind of hot take saying I was in on the Clips. They went down 2-0 to Luka and the Mavs, who everyone loves. Clippers bounce back in kind of in dominant fashion. I think they embarrassed the Mavericks at that party on Sunday night, 106-81. And again, that's kind of why I like the Clippers. I do think Kawhi and Paul George, they have a gear that just not a lot of players have. Like those guys can have 20-point quarter on you really easily. Let's see. What other series are there? Did I miss any? Jazz Grizz.
Yeah. Mike Conley's got to put the Grizzlies to sleep.
Yeah.
They went 3-1 last night. Good game, though.
Good game. So, yeah, tonight, see if the Nets kill the Celtics. They probably will. Yeah, it's a late-night NBA. Trailblazers, Nugs, probably fun towards the end. Lakers,
I guess we're
Suns.
getting... Like, all these series will be wrapped up soon. Bucks swept.
Yeah, that's...
So are we going to be, like, done with the late nights after this? Because that'd be pretty nice.
No.
I think we still have another round of 10s, right?
NBA won't do that. They love the latest games possible.
Yeah.
As late as they can put them on. Old man Jake is here in a big way today. So, yeah, that's a little bit of the NBA recap. When we come back, I think we're going to be here Thursday normal time, right? Because day game, Yankees game, yeah. We'll see where we're at. Yeah, we're starting to get towards money time, and we'll see, what players are going to be on the hot seat. Who's going to get the first-round bounce? I mean, someone out of Lillard and Joker is going to be bounced in the first round. Someone out of Luka and Kawhi and Paul George is going to be bounced in the first round. So... Julius Randle, Trae Young. I hope that series is still going when we talk on Thursday morning. So that's a little NBA recap. We did a big NFT recap. BBD, I think we need to start wrapping up. I have to use the bathroom pretty badly. I'll be honest with you guys. So let's do the comment of the day. Comment of the day. I ask you guys to bake the algorithm, leave a comment, leave a review, leave a sports conversation. So, and one of the other things, and again, last episode got messy with technology a little bit. Text from Jeff Passan. Got the Passan button. I said 2 big articles today. He said, and another tomorrow, and another the next day. Gonna make you cry tomorrow.
Oh, no.
I love the comment, and I'm gonna say was planning on it anyways. Planning on it anyways. Okay. Maybe we'll get Passan for Thursday. We'll see. Cad Chamberlain in the chat was asking about Back Alley at Bats Pine Tar Edition coming soon. That content's gonna be out in the world soon. Get excited for that. I know we've been teasing it a lot. Zendino the Great.
I think we're recording the next game soon.
Yeah, Zendino the Great was commenting on the technology. He's always the best. And BBD, you might remember this in the podcast app. My guy left a review. Oh boy, I'm clicking all the bad buttons. I've gone full boomer. Wake and Jake. We did a little at the end of the episode. We did Trae Young versus Ben Simmons. Who would you rather have? And I don't know. I just found this one interesting. Slim Shady. So M said Ben Simmons, but I surely don't play him at point guard. Which is interesting. I mean, I guess you'd need...
Power forward Ben Simmons.
Yeah, like point forward. I mean, point guard gets
It's like
blown
kind
out
of
anyways.
what he's doing
Yeah,
anyway.
if you have a scoring point guard, like when Seth Curry's on the court, like
Yeah.
Ben Simmons is the point guard, but not. Like,
Yeah. Simmons just like guards the best player or whatever position they are. Unless
I mean,
it's like the center and you need Embiid on him.
with the way the NBA is, if Ben Simmons is on the court, you need 4 shooters. You need to treat him like LeBron. I think that's how
he's
you
the only guy
unlock.
like kind of plays like him, which is unfair to say. But
I
like,
guess the other question about that has always been like, can Ben Simmons do that? And I don't know if he can. It's really tough. LeBron's a beast. Drives into the paint every night. Hardcore. And he is really smart. He's a very smart baseball player. LeBron is a very smart baseball player. Just could never put it together. Too big. Bakers, thank you for baking the algorithm. Like, comment, share. I always appreciate it. We're up to 238 subs, so we'll be at 25 soon. That'll be 10 million. You guys are the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. BBD, that brings us to the Bro of the Night. The Bro of the Night, half brought to you by Dugout Mugs again. They didn't pay for that, but whatever. Yeah. I like Dugout Mugs. And I think the Dugout Mug Bro of the Night is just a really cool phrase to say. My Bro of the Night, BBD. Let's see, should I do a golf one? I feel like there was someone I was really excited for. I'm totally blanking. Do you have one, BBD?
I have one.
Okay.
I'll give it to Jason Tatum.
Okay, 50 burger.
Got the 50 burger in the win. It's kind of like what the Celtics need him to do to win a game. It's what he gave them. The next game, he tried to do it again. Got 40 in what I think was a close loss. So he tried his best.
I like that.
Tried his hardest, did his best.
You know what I'm going to do? As much as I want to give it to Cole Tucker always, I'll give it to Kevin Pillar.
Yeah.
Came back, playing with the mask. He got a hit in his first at-bat back. The crowd was giving him a ton of love. It's against Jake Snakes, so that's always tough. DeGrom, my goodness. That dude ain't right. That dude just ain't right. So good for Pilar in the comeback. A picture that will live on forever. Kevin Pillar's face. What are we watching? BBD ran through all the basketball. Is there anything else? Baseball's always hot in the streets.
Baseball's hot.
Let's see. White Sox, Indians, Rays, Yankees. Any other good
See if there's
series?
a pitching matchup we should check out.
Braves, Nats, Strasburg, Fried. I like that.
White Sox and Cleveland are tonight.
Stroman. I think we got to call it, BBD.
Yeah.
I am about to go to the bathroom in this very chair, and that would really ruin the rest of the day. Bake the algorithm, everybody, and check out everything else on the John Boy Media Network. Pinstripe Strong, talking Knicks, talking Nets, talking Yanks, talking Giants. We're talking. Always check out Sequence, a.k.a. Sequence. JJR last week. We got a
Should
new
be a
one
new
coming out
watch,
this
yeah.
week. New watching is out.
Weekly Dumb's coming tonight.
Weekly Dumb tonight. Zach's working on it now. You guys are the best. Promo code Jake for Dugout Mugs. Check out everything on the John Boy Media Network. You guys know the deal. A lot of breakouts cranking out. Talking baseball yesterday. You guys are beautiful. I love you.